Hello, Leo. Welcome to your monthly reading for July 2023. This is for Leo, Sun, and Rising. And if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional Culta cross spread. I also use astrology and my guides to help bring a lot more clarity, to get more specific and detailed with your reading, Leo. I do this because I love you. I want you to feel like it's a personal reading, as if we're here one-on-one, just hanging out, rather than a general spread. Lastly, I use astrology because it brings a lot more depth to your readings. Now, Leo, if you saw your last week's reading, okay, pretty big, right? Pretty big, pretty big. And you may have noticed that I did say that July was going to be very different from June. Okay, it is very different from June. July is exciting. It is over the top, like gangbusters, all about opportunities, wealth, success, friends, family. It's radical. Okay, July is radical. It's all about empowerment. It is a wonderful month. It's one of my favorite months, if not my favorite month of 2023. And I'm going to tell you why it is such a big deal for you specifically, Leo. I'm just going to let you know now, spoiler alert, your life is going to change. Okay, you're going to find some big moments in your life changing auspiciously, because these are great aspects that are happening this month, rare aspects that are happening this month. The first thing that I have to mention, what makes July especially special, if you saw my reading, it was 2 weeks ago when Jupiter sextiled Saturn. That was on June 19th. I asked you to think about what happened around December 2020. Okay, that's when we had the great conjunction, December 21st, 2020. Now, Jupiter and Saturn, they meet up every 20 years. Okay, now this sextile, okay, so basically the analogy that I've been giving, first, when Jupiter and Saturn are together, when they're, fist bumping in the sky and they're having a great time, for you personally, it's like inner wisdom, right? It's all that, you get like deeper knowledge. It's, you have a lot more confidence along with all the other aspects that are happening, right? And it's just magical. Think of it like growth and fertility, and just, it's just such a great placement. Things are really, really good. Now, the analogy that I've been making in other signs is, think of the movie. I don't know if you saw the movie Dirty Dancing. The end scene, all right, when Jennifer Grey, she's Jupiter, all right, she's standing on the stage, right, and then Patrick Swayze, Saturn, swoops in at the end. She couldn't have done that dance without Patrick Swayze. Okay, they nailed it. They nailed it. It was unforgettable. It was this memorable scene, right? Endured the test like for 20 years. I don't even remember when the movie came out, but that's Jupiter and Saturn, okay? That's Jupiter and Saturn. It's magical. It is such a magical moment, right? That's what's happening here. That's what's happening, okay, in July. And so I want you to picture them doing the dance underwater, because Saturn is in Pisces. Think of like the kingdom of Atlantis, okay? Because Saturn is being hosted in Pisces. And I've been saying throughout my reading, Saturn is so much nicer in Pisces than it was in Aquarius, which was, and then if you want to go further back, in Capricorn. So 2018 to about now could have been rough for a lot of y'all. It depends on your birth chart too, but Saturn is the co-ruler of Aquarius and Capricorn. So it's a little bit like more intense. And so Saturn and Pisces is so much nicer. It's so much greater. It's really beautiful. Just wait until January 2024. Saturn and Jupiter, they're going to be like 2 degrees away from each other. I mean, like, this is like conjunction function, right? This is absolutely harmonious. Remember, Jupiter and Taurus, okay? And Saturn and Pisces, earth and water, very harmonious. Jupiter and Taurus for you, Leo, that is your 10th house. That's your 10th house of career, okay? Public recognition, achievements, honors, huge. The spotlight is truly on you this year, truly on you. Now, Saturn in Pisces, let's not forget, that's in your 8th house. Death and rebirth, transformation, okay? So out of all the signs, you're going to feel this month a lot more than the other signs, because I'm going to tell you, Another reason why, okay? Another reason why. Before I even began, the eighth house, other than death and rebirth, other people's resources. So this is a big year where you could be, if you work on commissions, bonuses, huge, huge. On your own business, you're gonna get it. Like so many new clients, right? It's inheritance, okay? Some of y'all could get like this big inheritance. Investments, your investments could just be, like a rocket ship. This is a huge month for y'all, or a huge month, but also a huge year. Now, this month particularly, the reason why it's so significant for you, Leo, Venus is going retrograde. Okay. Now, I know that most people are familiar with Mercury going retrograde. This is very different. This is very different. Venus retrograde is in your sign. Your sign. And so Venus retrograde in Leo, matters of the heart. Okay? So this is a time where you will be reconsidering, reassessing, rethinking, reevaluating all of those things matters of love, romance, but even money. Remember, it's Venus, okay? Sex, even, right? We're all adults here. We can talk about this, and it is a big theme for this month. Sex is a big theme for July, okay? And I say that because with Venus retrogrades, if you're not familiar with Venus retrogrades, which happens every 18 months, right? It's very infrequently, all right? People from your past come back. Old lovers come back. Exes come back. The ones who got away come back. So if you, for instance, had, I don't know, a sliding doors moment, or if you were backpacking in, I don't know, Southeast Asia, and you met someone and it was like amazing and y'all had the best time ever, and you're like, this person's my soulmate. And then you came back home to the US and y'all fell out of touch. That person could come back. So keep that in mind. Some of y'all may be feeling it too. Some of y'all may be already feeling some of this. All right. It's really interesting because Venus did go into shadow a few weeks ago. Okay. And so during its shadow period, it's really like you're getting little hints, you're getting little winks. So pay attention. Pay attention to the people from your past coming back into your life. Now, this is a month where there may be breakups, okay? You may be, remember, reconsidering love and romance, okay? But also every other aspect, every Leo is going to feel it differently. But because it is Venus, it's going to focus on what Venus represents, okay? Things that your heart's desire. So keep that in mind. If you want to think further back, Venus, last time Venus was retrograde in Leo was 2015. Okay, if you want to think further back. All right, so what's making this very interesting and absolutely enormous is that this is giving you like this sense of freedom. It's very liberating. You're gonna want to try new things. When I say reassessing, rethinking, this is a truly life-changing month. And if you are a subscriber, I like to avoid that term because it's so dramatic. But this is that one time a year that I get to say that. Okay, it's like your birthday. Like, yeah, it's my birthday. This is the month where I get to say this is life-changing because of all these aspects, and everyone's gonna feel it. Everyone's gonna feel it, but you're going to feel it the most, okay? You're going to feel it the most. Now, the other reason why this month is really great is because, sure, Venus is going retrograde on July 22nd until September 3rd. However, we already know Saturn is retrograde, okay? Pluto is retrograde. Neptune is retrograde. So basically, almost half the solar system will be retrograde, which, sure, things may go a little bit slower, but it's good for two reasons. One, think about May and June, like boom, boom, boom. So many things were happening, okay? So many things were happening, and it was almost like you were on the fast train on Amtrak. Or I don't even know what that means. But these retrogrades, what it's doing, it's unveiling, it's kind of like lifting the curtain for you to see, okay? For you to see your life, okay? And asking yourself, rethinking your path forward, asking yourself, what's going to make me happy? what's going to truly make me happy moving forward. Everyone's going to feel this. Everyone's going to feel this. Everyone's going to feel a sense of thinking about their future, all right? Especially with all these retrogrades, all right? What's going to bring me that stability, that joy, that happiness, that enlightenment, prosperity. So the spotlight is truly on you, Leo. Spotlight's on you, all right? This is a time where you are going to be reconsidering all these things, rethinking your path forward. You're going to be asking yourself, where do I need to make changes in my life? Some of y'all may be asking yourself that now, okay? But in July, for sure, it's going to happen. It's going to be unarguable. Some of y'all are going to possibly just even abandon the whole, like, everything to do something new. This is that type of month. And it's rare, okay? And it's all for the good. And so when I say life-changing, it's for amazing things. Okay, all the aspects that are happening this month, amazing things. Now, it really is, when I say a life-changing month, you're going to, especially Venus, think about Venus, also ruling beauty too, but it's all about, remember, Mars is still in your sign as well for the first 2 weeks of July. But even with Jupiter and Saturn and everything that's going on, you're going to have this moment of clarity of, how do I want to be seen? How do I want others to see me, right? Even physically, because again, Venus is, rules beauty. So you could be thinking about physical changes too. Maybe a drastic new haircut, or do you know what I mean? Like, these are going to be things, but the main thing, what are the changes that I want to make in my life? When I say radical, this is a month of radical life changes, okay? In all areas of your life. And, obviously we're going to do your spread, but everyone's going to feel it differently. But a lot of y'all, it's going to be, career. A lot of y'all, it's going to be, things that have to do with money. A lot of y'all, it's going to have to do with home. I mean, there's a lot going on this month. Now, the other thing that is making this, so do you see how all those are all, like, I'm not even done yet. Now, this is the main reason why this is going to be a life-changing month, is because the lunar nodes are changing. And so if you're not this is the North Node and the South Node. The North Node's moving into Aries. South Node is moving into Libra. So this is very harmonious with you, first of all, fire sign and air sign, but this is your destiny. This is your, like, calling. This is your life purpose. This is all of that's going to change, and it's really you like powering up and you taking charge and you basically changing your destiny, and not even changing it, but just grabbing it by the horns and saying, let's go. This is what I want. When I say this is an empowering month, it's a very empowering month, and it is a month of change, okay? Change is the only constant in this world, okay? That's Greek philosopher Heraclitus, and it is so true. Changes happen all the time, every day. Our body changes, people change, our cells change, icicles melt, leaves fall off trees, seasons change. But it's even like, when you think about it, I like to make the analogy, think about that, mom and pop shop that's been around for like 80 years, 100 years. They're like, we're never changing. We've never changed anything. It's actually not true, okay? Because there are some, maybe there's always going to be some sort of, like, a lime shortage or a cucumber shortage or something short. They're going to have to change the menu up a little bit, right? Their star waitress decides to move to Hollywood and, become the next Julia Roberts, right? They have to bring in a new waiter in. So there's always, like, some sort of change. So I'm not saying, like, all Leo's, like, you're literally going to, turn into Superman from Clark Kent, but you'll find changes in your life, but for the better, for, like, amazing changes. So that said, it really is like a radical month. And, if you are a subscriber, I like to talk about the etymological root of certain words. And radical, think about radical. This is really fun. The etymological root, we're tracing it back to Latin, okay? Etymological root of radical is root. It's root. So this is that month, and root. And so the word, when you think about, like, the medieval times, 14th century, when tarot came out, the word radical, it naturally evolved into just being, like, figuratively, like, fundamental, right? It's that change or action. that you take that really affects the fundamental nature of things of what I mean. That's literally the definition, right? So but again, there's that independence, there's that sense of like departing from the traditions, like real, it's just like you just spotlights on you. This month is all about you, okay? You going toward your destiny, reshaping your destiny in the way that you want to. This is an empowering month, Leo. This is an empowering month. And with the fact that Saturn is in Pisces in your 8th house, Leo, you are going to be going through some changes. All right. So let's go ahead and let's get started with your reading. If you are new to my channel, I do leave all the key astrological dates in the description box. Okay. If you do want to follow along. Secondly, remember, after I do your spread, stay tuned because I pull more cards, okay? I break it down week by week. I haven't even talked about the full moon in Capricorn major. I haven't even talked about, the new moon in Cancer, right? I haven't talked about that. I haven't talked about, Mercury going into your sign, Leo. There's so much happening this month. There's so much happening. And so I'll break it down week by week to give you a little bit more clarity on what's going on every week. But let's go ahead and get started. Leo, again, this is for Leo, sun and rising. I know a lot of people are, with my accent, think I'm saying sun and rising. I'm like, what? And if you want to read for your other aspects, if you know your birth chart, if your moon, hey, this is probably one of those months where you do want to read for your moon, especially we're kicking off with July with the full moon in Capricorn, which is really big, and then which affects your daily activity, your routines, even health and work and labor and whatnot. But if you want to read for your Venus in your sign going retrograde, huge. So, Leo, let's get started. Let's see what's going on for you for July 2023. You'll also see that my dog has joined me. So, she always sits the other way, doesn't she, when she comes up in your readings. All right, so Leo, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread, gives the best overview. In my opinion, if we need to pull clarifiers, we will pull clarifiers. Secondly, Leo, hey, thanks for being here. Y'all are amazing. We are, what is it, July? It's July. Can you believe that? We're halfway through. Wow. I think July 2nd is actually the official halfway point, right, of the year, according to the Gregorian calendar. Let me move my crystal. Sorry. All right, Leo. So here we go. Let's get started. This is interesting. This is very interesting. You see, the only major arcana you got was Judgment. All right, so big time. This is big. All right, so you also got the Hangman, but this Hangman came up in your past. I love that the fact the Hangman came up in your past, and you got the Judgment. This is pretty significant. And when I say life changes, like, yes, you are going through them, especially because you did get the Hangman in your past, because the Hangman makes all this sacrifice. He surrenders those things that don't serve him any well, or any the same, it's kind of like these two. Okay, I'm gonna explain something to you when we get to Judgment, but this is looking at things in a new perspective. This is looking at things in a new direction. All right. So remember, this is a monthly reading, not a weekly. This is for the month. And so you're at a point where you have made some sacrifices, where you have, and think about where that resonates with you. Okay. Is it mentally? Is it a certain way you were thinking? Is it spiritually? Is it, you surrendered to, becoming a lot more spiritual and inviting like, your spirit guides and whatnot? Is it something that's happening in your physical world? But there's a sense of you leaving something, right? Because you know it's right, okay? Just to have this enlightenment. You see the halo around his head, right? And it's going to bring you this order and stability. And it's almost like you're moving into this new phase in your life, all right? And the reason why the Hanged Man, first of all, he put himself there, okay? He put himself there because the ways of the past were no longer like serving him well or working the way that they used to. Like I said, change is the only constant. As we grow older, things are a little bit different. And then, hey, happy birthday, Leo. Happy birthday. We're moving into your birthday season. This is big because this is what happens during birthday season, okay? When we start approaching our birthdays, we think a lot more about our lives, right? There you go. The Hangman. Okay, we think about more about like what has what have I like what can I do more of, right? Like what it's almost like when you make New Year's resolution, but it's like these birthdays you have those big questions that come up because you are turning a year older. What do I want to accomplish? Like what? So you are having that moment. Clear as day, you have the Hangman here. Okay, the Hangman comes right before death. Okay, two things I'm going to point out here. You see that his legs, right? They're in the form of the number four, okay? And so four is all about order. It's all about stability, all right? So this is bringing that stability. Think about four legs of a table, okay? Or four wheels of a car, all right? Now, 12, okay? 1 2 equals 3. And you can't really see it, but his arms are shaped as a 3. Like this part is shaped as a 3. So 3 is all about growth and advancement and maturing into this new person before you transform, right? Before you transform, because again, he's preparing before death, the death card, right? The transformation card. And so 3 is the birth of new things. So you're really, when I say like you're having that moment even before entering July, wow, you're having that moment, and that's really good. And if you're not, do it. Do it. But you should be feeling it. We've had Mars, Venus, the moon in your sign. Like, you should be feeling it. This is in your sign. All right. So now, in the heart of your spread, you got two of wands. Okay. This is great. This is just saying that you're planning your next step. This is a month where you're planning. Okay, again, this is a month where a lot of people, everyone should be reevaluating, reassessing, rethinking your path forward, rethinking your relationships, rethinking where you live, rethinking your careers. And when I say rethinking, I'm not telling you to like you're going to like do so. It's really following your heart. Remember, it's all about matters of the heart. So when you're rethinking things in terms of what is going to truly make me happy. Now, this is a card of just planning. That's all it is, okay? But planning in a powerful way. You see that he's standing at the highest point, right, in the castle. He's got the world in his hand, okay? And so think of it as, I always like to say, think of like, back in the 14th century, medieval times when they had those wars or whatnot, and there was like the king or emperor or whatever who won the war. And so now this is like after the war, he's won. And he's standing up there and he's like, okay, I just won this huge war. Okay, what do I do next? Right? It's like that. It's like you've made all these accomplishments. You've, surrendered all these things that you're going through this great spiritual journey, right? Whether you're aware of it or not, you're having these moments of reflecting and especially because we're moving into your birthday season. And again, happy birthday. It is a time to plan what is next, okay? It's really interesting. It doesn't look like here that there's anything that's really significant that's gonna happen because I want to show you something. You see he has 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He has, there's one wand in, one wand out. So it's not really like yet like going after something, but it's just planning your next step, okay? Planning your next step, right? So it's also saying that, looking at your entire spread, it may also be because there's other stuff happening, and we'll talk about that. You did get the 9 of Swords, all right? But you got the 9 of Swords in your challenge area. Now, here's the thing about the 9 of Swords. It is a card where it's like, you can see that this man is, not in a great place, hands covering his face, that's never a good sign. So you have to ask yourself, this is you. Are you grieving something? Are you mourning something? Did you do something bad to someone? Did someone do something bad to you? Did that, the Mars squaring Uranus last week really have an impact on you? Did that tower moment have a really big impact on you? But it came up in your challenge area, okay? So it's really like there's still something that you could have surrendered a lot, but mentally there's still something. There may be some sort of sting. There may be something like, even like maybe like, how they say like, left like a bad taste in your mouth or whatnot, there still could be something that you have to like resolve. Okay, because you want to be able to get out of that bed. You want to be able to get out of that bed and move forward. Everybody has free will. All right, you see the comforter here, so he's finding a lot of comfort in just feeling sorry for himself, right, and in just like not doing anything about it with all the swords stacked over him. But look at the beautiful roses. Look at the wonderful astrological symbols in that comforter, right? There's so much comfort in that comforter, and there's comfort moving out of it as well. All right. So again, you can choose to stay in that bed, but I prefer you get out of the bed and move forward. But it really is like there could be something that happens this month where it's still something from the past that you're still gonna. The biggest message that's coming through is that you're still gonna have to resolve or even think about. All right, and that's what this month is. Okay, all these planets retrograde and Venus retrograde in your sign. It's reevaluating things. It's rethinking things, reassessing things. Okay, and using those moments to empower yourself. Remember what I said. The spotlight is on you. This is your month to ask yourself, what are the changes that I need to make my life better? And then all these, everything astrologically is going to make it happen for you. Like you are going to be like really fine. This you also got the Five of Wands. So this is very clear as day to me here that there is like this tug of war, okay? Five of Wands came up in your crown with the Nine of Swords in your challenge area. There is something this month where there could be a little bit of just like, it may be hard for you to accept change, if that makes sense, or to some of these changes that are happening in your life can be pretty, it's like, some of y'all, I'm not gonna lie, are gonna try to like resist it. All right, and when I say change, again, some examples may be that you are in a relationship, but the person that you truly loved comes back into your life somehow, like slides into your DM or shows up at your door or whatever, just like the movies, right? Or you live in, a house that you love. Okay, you live in a house that you love, but you want to be closer to your family. All right, and you're just like, I don't know if I want to, live in, Alaska or wherever they live. So that is like that kind of like what do I do, right? So it could be like some big decisions that you have to make and reevaluate this month. All right, so that's it. There's a lot that may be happening up here, and it could be just remember what I said. Mars and Leo, again, very aggressive. It can be aggressive. It can be like, hey, hey. I don't even know what that dance was, but that's what Mars and Leo is it can be aggressive, can be a little overconfident, a little, ego as at play, and that's what this is, right? So it could be just like, for some Leos, you can feel just like really like resistant to some of the things that may happen, but they're all going to be like for the better. Just, I want you to remember that, because also you got Judgment, okay, in the root of your spread. So you got the Hangman and Judgment here. All right, so it's very interesting. I'm loving what's happening here in your reading, because you're having this moment, you're feeling these shifts in your life, okay? They could be very subtle. Some of y'all are just definitely taking it like, I'm making this happen, right? Judgment, this is having that moment of clarity. This is having that aha moment. This is having that spiritual awakening that, that's what it is. It's this reckoning. It's this, you see Archangel Gabriel blowing the trumpet, the dead are rising, the dead are gray in tarot wisdom. So that blowing of the trumpet is significant. It's huge. What is blowing of the trumpet? What is sound? It's healing, okay? Raising the frequency. It's so significant. It's waking up the dead. That's how powerful it is. All right. Now, the dead are seeking this meaningful life experience. Look at this. That's what you want. That's what you want. And there's going to be a little bit of like, for some Leos, it's going to be like big decisions. It's going to be big decisions, okay? And some Leos, it may be hard decisions, but remember, at the end of the day, you have the Two of Wands in the heart of your spread. So there is just a sense of planning, okay? And planning, a lot of it based on what happens throughout this month, okay? So it really is something that is going to be a lot, pretty spiritual here, especially with the Hanged Man again and the Judgment card in the Rudiver spread. I love that. And again, this is all about, you this month having this moment of, I know who I am. I know what I want. That's what this card is. There's 22 paths in the tree of life, 22 major arcanas. We're so close to the end, okay? So close to the end, right before the world. Before you get there, you have to hear the blow of the trumpet. You have to have that, moment of clarity. And when these two cards come up, especially with the two of wands here, I love this, okay? Because this is, think about these people, like the dead, right, in this photo. When it comes up in the root of your spread with a Hanged Man in your past, your recent past, by the way, it's almost like, think of someone who's just on autopilot, okay? Think of someone who's on autopilot, and they wake up, they eat breakfast, they do yoga, they work 9 to 5, they take a shower, they go to the gym, they eat dinner, they text some friends. They do it all over again the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. It's like some of y'all may have felt that you were on autopilot, but now you're just like, no, I want my life to be significant. I want to be seen. I want other, but do you see what I'm getting? This is what July is. This is what July is. They were dead. And so this month, you are going to have this profound moment. This month where it's like you're no longer on autopilot. You're no longer in a Bill Murray movie. You're just boom, boom, boom. Like, I get it. I feel it. I feel alive. That's what I want. That's what I want the most. I want to feel alive. I want to feel what I'm doing is important. My life purpose is truly important to me. Okay? You can't see any of the cards, can you? So let me put them up. All right. So now here's the great thing is you got the Eight of Pentacles in your future. This is all about being super laser focused. Just look at this. He's working so... I mean, I've made the reference before. It's like wax on, wax off, right? Karate Kid. Practice makes perfect. And so dedicated, so focused. All he wants to do is reach the finish line. All he wants to do is reach his legacy, okay? That is... First, I'm going to point something out to you. This is in your future. This is like hard work. This is determination. This is... He's going to be successful because of his hard work and his determination. So you have this planning mode, and then you're just going to get going, and you're going to work toward your goals. And yeah, money and wealth. So, hey, a lot of y'all, it's going to be a career, especially with Jupiter. Remember, in your 10th house of career, okay? Fame, honors, achievements, okay? But also what's really interesting is that I'm going to point something out here. You see that he's sitting, everything in tarot is like every little thing it has meaning, right? And so I'm going to point out this wooden bench. The wooden benches in tarot, it just means it's temporary. So you are going to be going after the goals that you want, your legacy, the things that's going to fill your heart, right? And especially work, right? Work and career as well, if you're here for that. And it's a big career year for you. Out of all the signs, you Leos are going to have the best career year out of all the signs because Jupiter is in your 10th house. It's in your 10th house, okay? Jupiter, the planet of good luck, prosperity, expansion, okay? And this is, again, it's not going to take you long to get to... And this is, when I say hard work, these are not like mass produced, okay? He's been working on each pentacle one by one by one. Like, this is true focus and determination, okay? You're going to get in that mode, all right? You're going to get in that mode, especially with all the changes that are happening with the planets, with like, there's like Mars is actually leaving your sign, moving into Virgo, right? Virgo is so detail-oriented. It's so just like really straight to the point, getting the work done, very productive. You're good. Anyway, let's get to your stuff, Leo. Leo, if you like this reading, it would be so great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. I love hearing from y'all. I love reading your comments. And I mean, congratulate. Y'all are amazing. It's just like, y'all inspire me, especially, I've been reading the fact that, like, so many, you're getting new jobs, you're, moved into a relationship, all these great things happening for y'all. I love it. I love it. It's amazing. So, and if you are a subscriber, thank you so much for being here. Y'all are amazing. You make my day. I love you. I love you, Leo. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So I am truly grateful and appreciative. And again, Ruby says thank you too, even though she's facing the other way. You're Wow, you're good. Okay, you're good. Okay, so Leo, you're good. So you just got the Wheel of Fortune. As we know, this is a card. This is a big card of karma, by the way. Work with your karma this month, all right? Work with your karma as you plan your next step. Okay, keep that in mind too. This is absolutely amazing for many reasons. One, 10. Okay, remember 10 equals 1, new beginning. We're already seeing a lot of that here. Secondly, Jupiter. This card is ruled by Jupiter. All right, so the planet of good luck, good fortune, prosperity. The Wheel of Fortune is all about luck. It's all about cycles. Okay, remember, change is the only constant. We're constantly going through life cycles. All right, and this is a card that's hugely connected to karma. So always work with your karma moving into these cycles. You're about to. Well, it looks like you want to move into this new cycle, okay, this new life cycle. All right, that's what all you want to do. You want this change in your life, and you want a lot of luck with it. This is all about, I say it's like the gods above looking down at you saying, we put Leo through the ringer. We gave Leo that tower moment last week. Let's give them a little boost of luck this week, okay? So it's the universe working behind the scenes to make things amazing for you, okay? You even see the 4 fixed signs in the corners of the world here. This is that stability, and you're a fixed sign. You're here, Leo. You're here. Not only are you in the Wheel of Fortune, boom, you got your own card. In your external factors area, this is amazing. This is amazing, okay? Absolutely amazing, especially because, A, it is your card. Secondly, strength, right? This is all about that inner strength, that courage. This is like, ooh, just right. I love it. I love it, especially because it comes in your external factors area, right next to the 8 of Pentacles. You going after your goals, your passions, your legacy, your destiny, all of that. Being laser focused, moving toward it, and you having all this strength. Again, this is your external factors. This is this strength behind the scenes. This is the universe giving you that courage. Like nothing is going to stop you. Nothing's going to stop you. Okay, absolutely nothing. Remember, don't forget 2 ones in the heart of your spread. That planning mode. But this is a true leader who has the world in his hands. He has the world in his hands. He can do whatever. You see that she does have the symbol of infinity over her head. Only one of 2 cards. Only one of 2 people have that. Okay, so she is linked to the magician who has the symbol of infinity over her head. So it's that power. So it's that action too. Action that's bringing you all this strength and all this inner courage moving forward. Okay, the action of things that's happening around you, things that are happening in your world. So you will your life experiences this month is going to build that within you. Okay, also remember Mars is in your sign for the first 2 weeks, so that confidence as well. But this is absolutely amazing. I love the fact that you got the strength card. I want to point something out here. You see that she is taming the lion, right? A lot of people forget the lion is allowing her. The lion's allowing her, okay? You can't just go up to a lion and just grab its like mane and start petting it. It's not going to be a pretty scene. This is synergetic. This is interaction. This is a lion, look at him. tail between the legs, like he's allowing her. So it's working with like that spirit animal, if you want to consider that, right? Working with that spirit animal. So I want to ask you, where do you find that source of strength? Okay, is it God? Is it the universe? Is it your children? Whatever it is, it's bringing that inner kind of, even if you just think about them, right? Just the power of the mind. And so you're fine. You're good. You're absolutely good. You're absolutely good. And the last thing I'm going to say, because Venus is in your sign, and remember, this is a month of matters of the heart and what the heart desires, what your heart desires. Strength is all about courage. The etymological root, let's take that back. Courage, back all the way back to Latin, right? Courage was core, Kor, okay? Translation, heart, meant heart. Courage comes from heart, okay? Corazon is, in Spanish is heart, right? So it's that heart. All your courage comes from here. And this is a month of matters of the heart, what your heart desires. This is absolutely amazing. Now you got the Hermit, which I love because it is that timeout mode. It is that timeout mode. It's like, let's do a little bit of soul searching. For you, you're thinking, I need to do a little soul searching. I want to look into my future. I want to see what's there. But remember what I said from the very beginning with all these aspects, especially Saturn and Jupiter, it's building that inner wisdom, right? And you're going to feel it. Look at your entire spread. It's like you have the Two of Wands, you have that moment, right? Of planning, of like, what does my heart want? What am I, because the wands are very lively and invigorating, and they're, it's your passions, your ideas, creativity, but really laser focus, having that strength. And now the Hermit. I love that. I love the fact that you got the Hermit, okay? And this is, there's going to be a lot of activity with Virgo this month, and we'll talk about that again when I break down the cards week by week, break down your weeks. But the Hermit is ruled by Virgo, and so I absolutely love this for you. There's just so much happening here that it's even the Eight of Pentacles, that's actually Sun in Virgo. I mean, like, you have two Virgo cards here, which I love. But with the fact that if you see here, oh gosh, I'm sorry, you still don't see the, let me put my, can I do that? Okay, there you go. So with the Hanged Man, Judgment, and now the Hermit, okay? This is a month where you are going to do like ask the big questions. What do I truly want? What is my destiny? What is, my life purpose? What's my calling? And not even like, what is it, but what changes should I make to go toward all of that? Okay. My path forward. And then lastly, you got the Seven of Wands, which is, again, this is going to be a feisty month for you, I think, in terms of like the big changes and a lot going up on your head, and feisty in a good way. All right, this is a card of valor. Okay, now remember what I said from the very beginning. Venus going retrograde in your sign, and it's all reassessing your values, right? Matters of the heart. This is a card of valor. That, like, I mean, we can trace that back to, but it's value, it's your worth, and it's standing your ground, okay, for everything that you've worked hard for. This is not letting anyone take anything away from you, okay? Anything that you are passionate about, right? Anything that you listen. You're at the top of the mountain here. You're on the top of the slope, the slippery slope, sure, but you're standing your ground. Okay, you're standing your ground. This is good. Again, you have strength and you have valor. All right, this is amazing, and this comes actually after the Six of Wands, the card of victory and success, which is a Leo card, right? And so, hey. You're going to be in your element, and it's almost like you're working hard to get what you want. You have all the strength toward it, and he's successful. He's going to get it, and it's like it's going to be something that you so intensely love. You're going to do everything to keep it. Okay, so I absolutely love that for you. I love this. This is a very deep reading for you, Leo. Now let's go ahead. As I promised, I break it down week by week. I'll let you know what's going on every week this month to give you a little bit more insight. And this is in addition to the weekly readings that I do. But for the first, and this is just to break things down because there's so much happening. Like if you saw last week's reading, we didn't even enter July. We ended June with like a Mercury Kazemi with all those trines. So things are already like amazing moving into July. Now on the first, the sun sextiling Jupiter. Oh my goodness. This is an exciting day. This is an absolutely amazing day because Venus and Mars are basically, I mean, they're conjunct, they're 3 degrees away. You can see them in the sky. They're so close to each other. I mean, this is absolutely amazing. They're dancing too. Mercury sextiling Jupiter that day. You could hear great news come through, okay? When Mercury sextiles Jupiter, you can hear really good news about, anything actually. Well, it depends on what's going on in your chart, and that one is mostly like career because Jupiter again is in your house of career or fame or recognition, some sort of honors. Venus squares Uranus on the second. That's an example of a good square. We love that square. That's when you start questioning your passions, your values, your even like relationship, like things like that. Just really figuring out what do I want? What do I want? And then on the third, we have that full moon in Capricorn. It's really huge. Think about Leo. Think about what happened back in January when we had that new moon in Capricorn. Okay, so if there's something that you launched around there or something that you started thinking about around that time, you could find some activity around this time. Remember, Jupiter is still very active. Okay, with Saturn, and the fact that Saturn is a ruling planet for Capricorn. Okay, remember what I said. Saturn's dancing in the sky. Saturn's in a really good mood. It's like Uncle Billy, who is normally like no. He's now like, hey, I just saw the movie Belfast. Oh, I love it, and I'm in a good mood. Like, this is what it's like this week. And then actually on the 4th, Saturn and Jupiter are still dancing. I mean, this is, happy 4th of July for those in the U.S., by the way, and happy Canada Day for those. That's on the 1st, okay? And so on the 6th, Mercury sextiles Uranus. Another day where you could just get amazing news and surprising news, like out of the nowhere. Who says that? So, and then on the 9th, Mercury trining Neptune. Do you see how July is so amazing? Look at those aspects. They're just absolutely amazing. So, because of that full moon in Capricorn, I'm gonna pull 3 cards, okay? That's a big full moon. Leo. Actually, that full moon is in your 6th house, all right? So that is everyday activities. That is, your routines, okay? So it's like, remember what I mentioned, that shaking up that routine. Like if you felt like you were on autopilot, if you're just doing the same old, you want to shake things up now. Okay? You want to feel alive. So this is, let's see what's going on for you for the first week of July. All right. You got the 6 of Cups, the Lovers, the Moon. So, Leo, this is very interesting. Because first, you got the 6 of Cups. You're good. You're absolutely good. This is one of my favorite cards, okay? This is saying that you're protected, you're good. Don't worry, don't sweat, don't have any of this. Like, remember, if there's anything from the past, that is like, right? Or if you feel like you're in a headspace where you're just like, especially with the 5 of Wands up here, which is like conflicty, it's the least conflicty 5. There could be just a lot going on. Just know that you're protected. You're fine, okay? Now, what's also really interesting is that, remember that I said, with Venus retrograde in your sign, people from the past are coming back. Venus went into shadow June 19th, so you could start feeling it already. You could possibly seeing like little hints of it come about throughout the first weeks of July. And this is a card of nostalgia too, okay? But the main thing that's coming through for me, and so when I say that, like, truly, here's your affirmation: people from your past will be coming back in some form, maybe at work, maybe in love, maybe like a neighbor. It depends on your life. But what's truly standing out for me is just you're fine. You're protected. You have nothing to worry about. Just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the month. It's one of my favorite months of 2023. You see, it is the biggest house in tarot, indicating comfort, security, protection. Look at the sweet kids. Like, come on, they're sharing the cup. I mean, this is great. This is great. And remember, 6 is the heart of the tree of life, okay? Harmony, beauty, all of that, all of that. Now, you got the lovers. So, hey, hello. This is, what's really interesting is this card is ruled by Gemini. Now, we know that for Leos, Gemini is your 11th house of your hopes and wishes, okay? But even still, this card, you see Archangel Raphael, the healer, right? The healer. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine, okay? Especially because you are going through this journey, spiritual journey, but he's the one who's gifting this love. Let's call them Adam and Eve here, okay? Gifting the love to Adam and Eve, all right? It's up to them to decide what to do with it. So the first week, you could have a decision to make, okay, with a relationship, okay? And again, because there's so much activity in your career, it could be career too, okay? So work and career or matters at home, all right? But and when I say a decision, it could be like, all right, I've been with someone for 3 years. Time to get married. Time to take it to the next level. I've been together with someone for 30 years. Let's renew our vows. Let's do something to, step it up and, what you like really, really show that we love each other. Like there's, what resonates with you? What resonates with you? Again, it could also be career. It could be like, I love my boss, but it's time for me to, start my own business. What resonates with you? But at the end of the day, it is like relationships and choices you have to make around these relationships. Matters of the heart. Remember, matters of the heart. Last thing I'm going to say, you can see Adam looking at Eve. Eve is looking at the archangel. All right, that's conscious, subconscious, super conscious. A lot of this is going to be you, okay? It's going to be you. Look at what you remember. You got the hangman, you got the judgment, and the hermit, all right? So following the 6 of cups, this is you. All right. This is you and your spiritual journey and your journey and self-love for you. Okay. So lastly, you got the moon. All right. So how funny is that? During the full moon in Capricorn. This is really interesting. I actually love the fact that you got the moon, because it's saying it's painting a bigger picture here, and it's saying that there is going to be a point where you are going to have to make a decision. Okay, you're going to have to make a decision, but you'll be fine. You have a lot of comfort and security, and then also you see the hermit's face in the moon, like, so it's really trusting your intuition and really going deep, okay, at this point, really trusting your intuition now to make that decision to go through those towers, okay, to go through those towers, all right, because you got to get to the ocean, you got to get home, all right, and so there could be some maybe a little bit of anxiety about like what's going to happen this month. Again, I said from the very beginning, this is going to be a month that's going to affect you a lot more than the other signs, okay, especially with Venus retrograde in your sign, okay, but it really is it's just very interesting, right? Very, 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 very interesting that the moon is coming up, especially because the moon is actually ruled by Pisces and so I mentioned Saturn in Pisces is in your 8th house. Transformation, okay? And this is all about, having those moments, okay? Really evolving now. You see the dog and the wolf, they represent evolution. So any emotions that you feel, use them to empower yourself. This is a month of empowerment, okay? In terms of where do I need to go? What changes do I want to make in my life? All right. It might be a little hard. It might be a little challenging. It might be a little scary, but at least you're doing it. At least you're doing it, right? And remember, all these changes are for the better. It's more like it's like again, for some of y'all, the changes maybe. Listen, Leo, it's gonna be, when I say life changing, like for some Leos, it's gonna be like certain aspects of your life. So for some Leos, it may be like full 180, or is it 360? I don't know what it is, but full turnaround. But anyway, let's get to the second week. Second week, Mars is going into Virgo. Yeah, okay. Actually, on the 10th, Mercury is opposite Pluto, which is very interesting. That, I mean, you could have like a lot going on in your mind, all right? A lot of big things happening, and that's explaining, the moon, you're about to enter that zone. But Mars is entering Virgo on the 11th. Mercury's entering your sign. Mercury, the messenger, all about communication, moving into your sign. The way that you speak is going to be very straightforward, speaking from the heart, very passionate. I love this. And then happy Bastille Day for France, on the 14th. I wrote that in my notes. The sun sextiles Uranus that day. Hello, another amazing day of, Uranus. Remember, Uranus is in Taurus, okay? Uranus is in Taurus. That's your 10th house of career. And so this is another day where you could just get amazing news about career. And if you're not here for career, public recognition, fame. So just being recognized for how amazing you are within your orbit, maybe a certain organization you belong to, maybe within your family. It's going to resonate in some way, okay? But this is absolutely amazing day. So let's see what's going on for you, Leo, for the second week of July. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So how this card is okay. I'd like 90% of the readings, the Eight of Cups that's shown up. Isn't that crazy? Not only did you get the moon ruled by Pisces, you just got the card of Saturn in Pisces. When I say transformation, he's walking away from these cups. He's moving forward. Okay? Look at that. You got a moon and an eclipse. Sorry, my chair is swivelly as AF. This is amazing. So by the second week, it looks like you are finally moving away from something that hey, you're gonna have changes in your life, okay? You're fine though. Remember, you're fine. You have strength. You have the Wheel of Fortune. That's luck. Remember, luck, prosperity. But you are definitely moving forward. This is a card of just leaving those things that are just, whether they're good or bad, it's just, something's better for you. I love this. This is absolutely amazing, Leo. Third week is the biggest week of July, Leo. It's the biggest week of July. We have that new moon in Cancer. And so that explains a lot here, because that moon, remember, Cancer, we're also still in Cancer season for the first 2 weeks, and that is the 12th house. So that's subconscious, that's intuition, that's up here. It's facing your fears, right? It's facing your fears. And so we actually have a new moon in Cancer on the 17th. Now, Pluto is going to be opposite the sun. We'll talk about that more in the weeklies. Like any of all these, we're going to obviously talk about more in the weekly readings. But there could be like a little bit of a power struggle that day. But this is really an interesting time, okay? Because not only do we have that new moon in Cancer on the 17th, but this is also when the nodes are changing, okay? 17th, 18th. So the North node is moving into Aries, South node moving into Libra, and so Aries, fellow fire sign, and then Libra in air sign. So very compatible. But either way, your destiny is changing. This is all about your life direction. This is all about taking charge of it. This is all about like taking your destiny by the horns, right? And just saying, this is where I want to go. This is about like stepping up, powering up, being courageous, and being, just taking charge of your destiny. I absolutely love it. And this is honestly, it's a really big day. When I say radical, like this is like radical, it's very empowering. All right, very empowering. It really is. Like we're talking like Cardinal Grand Cross. This is like a really big day, which we'll talk a lot more of, okay, when the week comes. But just know on the 20th, the sun is trining Neptune. Like when I can't even begin to tell you how many, like this is one of the most beautiful aspects. It's just so beautiful. It's your imagination's going to soar. Like everything's just going to be golden. And then 22nd, Happy birthday, Leo. Happy birthday, Leo. We enter Leo season. So I'm very excited for y'all. And you know what's really funny is that this is the day that Venus does go retrograde in your sign. All right. So keep that in mind. So let's go. And on the 23rd, Mercury is going to square Uranus. Listen, this is remember, Mercury's in your sign at this point. So this is a significant week for you. Just and Uranus, remember, is in Taurus. So the square is in two fixed signs, so it's just like, just be flexible this day, all right? Just be flexible. But I absolutely love this week. It's a big week. It's the biggest week of July. Okay, it's the biggest week of July. But let's go ahead and see what's going on for you for the third. You know what? And because it is your birthday week, we'll do a 3-card draw here too. Okay, so Leo, let's when your birthday season begins, let's see what's going on for you for the third week of July. Okay. Wow. Queen of Swords, King of Cups, Death. Leo. Yep. Wow. Talk about power. Power of the mind, power of the heart. This is power and authority. This is head above the clouds. This is, Queen of Swords. This is all about fairness, being just. She is Libra, by the way. All right. So think of, what Libra represents. But what I love about her is that she is, I call her the Ice Queen because she has left all emotions at the door, right? You see no water in this card, but you see her hand extended. So she is saying, come to me, talk to me. Let's make things right. Let's fix things. What do we need to fix here? Right? She's very fair-minded, very, just all about the facts. Now, interestingly, you have the King of Cups too. He's very different. He leads with his heart. He's very emotionally stable too, and he's got a lot of emotions going on. It's very, very interesting here because what I'm going to show you is pretty interesting. Okay, so ruled by Libra, I said the South Node is moving into Libra. King of Cups is emotional, so you'll be emotionally have that sense of like emotional stability, all right, and really your mind's gonna be you'll have that equilibrium, all right. Now the King of Cups is Scorpio, Death, ruled by Scorpio, so you're moving into that. It's almost like emotion. It's almost like you want it now at this point. This change. Remember, you got the Hanged Man right before death, so you're prepared for this big life change. This is a transformational process. Okay, this is You see the sun coming out. This is a great card. This is your life is changing. You're about to, especially with the Wheel of Fortune here, okay, remember, that's game changing. That's the next cycle. Your life is going to change this month, okay? Just know what you want. And I honestly don't even have to tell you that. This is a month where you're just going to have those moments of, what are the changes that I want to make in my life? Where do I want to feel more empowered? How do I want to be seen? I want to, you're going to have that spiritual awakening too. Now, the last week of July. Oh, Venus conjuncting Mercury. Oh, that's an amazing day. We'll talk more about that in the weekly, but you're just gonna the messages you receive. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be amazing. And remember, Mercury's in your sign. All right, so on the 28th, Mercury actually goes into Virgo. That's when we're getting a little bit more laser focused and even cerebral. But things are just moving at light speed for you for all these changes at this point. So Leo, let's see what's going on for you for the last week of July. Okay. So Leo, when I say you're good, you're good. You're good. Leo, you're good. You just got the sun, all right? This, in astrology, you are it's your ruling planet, right? It's the but this is, the most powerful. It's the most powerful card, and it's, one of the best cards in the deck. It's, in every tarot reader, it's like their top two, top three. But this is everything. This is abundance, opportunity, optimism, growth, vitality. It's everything. This is everything. The sun is the most powerful symbol in tarot, and it is the most powerful thing in the world, right? We're alive because of the sun. Everything on this planet is alive because of the sun. It's a this our solar system exists because of the sun, right? You see the wisdom child here on the white horse with the red banner. I mean, this is like, we're talking purity, like success and victory, and that, remember that element of freedom, that long hair, no care, is that freedom, okay? Your heart's passion, like what your heart wants. And then I love the fact that, we're moving from death to the sun. Remember what I said, we're moving into the sun. You have the white horse, and then boom, right after, you are moving into this transformative. The changes in your life are going to be absolutely amazing. The best thing for you, best thing for you. I absolutely love this. And if you've ever gotten a tarot reading, you know that the sun is a yes. It's the biggest yes in tarot. Anyway, Leo, you're amazing. Happy birthday. You're moving into one of the most wonderful birthday seasons ever. Like, this is absolutely amazing. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I just noticed it's oh my gosh, an hour 5 minutes. This is the longest reading that I've done in my life, by the way, Leo. But you deserve it. Okay, you deserve it. Thanks so much for being here. If you like this reading, again, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. I love hearing from y'all. And if you're a subscriber, thanks so much for being here. Y'all are amazing. I really, truly appreciate you. Happy birthday, y'all. Happy birthday. I will see you when we get to your birthday season, but I will see you I'll see you next week. All right. Thanks so much, Leo. Bye-bye.